In this video, we'll discover yet another type of control structure called conditionals. Pizza or Chinese? Rock or metal? Chocolate or vanilla? Pineapples on pizza or not? Okay, maybe I took that last one too far. I'm talking about decisions we must take every single day of our lives. Our actions are governed by the decisions we take. For instance, at a traffic light stop, if the light is green, then drive or else wait. In a similar way, in computer programs too must take decisions and control the flow of execution of instructions. This brings a sort of defined intelligence in a computer program because then it can take its own recourse based on a set of conditions. For instance, is the number greater than or lower than 18? Perhaps we are talking about the day's temperature in degrees Celsius, such that if it's lower, then we might want to display it's cool outside or else it's warm outside. You can also branch into multiple states to this question. For instance, given the current temperature, if the temperature is below 5, it is very cold. If it is between 5 and 18, let's say, it is cold. If it is between 18 and 30, it is warm. And if it's higher than 30, then let's say it's hot. This ability can be implemented using conditional statements, which are part of the control structures that programming languages offer. In pseudocode and in many programming languages, the if and else statement is one of the ways for expressing a conditional. So if the temperature is below 18, then display it is cold, else display it is warm. In simple words, if the condition stated evaluates to true, then the statements in the code block following the if statement are executed. Otherwise, the statements in the else code block are executed. And what if you had to express multiple cascading conditions? Well, you can chain together multiple statements as seen here. Now, the interesting thing to note here is that any conditional statement internally depends on Boolean values. Think about it. When we ask if the temperature is less than 18, there can only be two possible answers, yes or no. This is the same as the Boolean true or false. So essentially, we are just trying to evaluate a condition as true or false and providing branching directions for these two conditions such that if the condition evaluates to true, we take one set of actions, and if it evaluates to false, we take the other set of actions. And before we move on, here's our little temperature program in pseudocode and JavaScript for comparison. I've added a variable to hold an arbitrary temperature value. So let's work through a case. Let's write a program which tells us if the numbers in a given list are even or odd. Let's begin by a list of random numbers expressed here as an array. We'll then set up a for loop to run through this list. Then at every iteration, we'll use an if statement to check if the current number is even or not, and if so, we'll display the number is even or else the number is odd. Finding out if a number is even or not in computer programs can be done by computing the modulus of 2 for every number. If the outcome is 0, then the number is even, otherwise it is odd. You can see how loops make it easy to process every number in the given array. To sum up, conditional statements are control structures that help your program take decisions based on a given set of computable conditions. The if-else is one of the most common conditional statements that can also be seen in real programming languages.